Welcome back to the channel. So I have another watch that I picked up. This is a Seiko 7548. This one is from 1980, and I don't know, I love these old quartz Seiko divers. Very cool. This was Seiko's first attempt to produce a quartz dive watch. So very, very cool. You could tell it kind of resembles the 7002 case or a SKX case. This was pretty much, I mean, obviously built before the SKX, but this is what probably made the SKX so popular, because it resembled these older watches. But this one is from 1980. If you look at it, it ticks. It's a quartz. Not a lot of people are going to like that. I really like it. I think it's very cool. This one's in all original condition. If you look at the water resist, it still kind of looks red. A lot of times what they'll do is they'll be red, they're originally red, and then they turn like a green color. But this one kind of still looks red in a way. 150 meter water resistance. It's a Suidial. The 7548 movement is very cool. It's a 5 jewel movement. It has a lot of, it shares a lot with the mechanical 6309. So even the date wheel, the actual main plate, everything is kind of like a mechanical watch. So very cool. This is not a cheap quartz movement. This can be adjusted to make it more accurate, but very solid. I don't think it's thermocompensated. I mean, it may be, I'm not really sure. This one does have a kanji date wheel. It would have had great lume. It's gone now, but I'll try to show you the lume. The bezel is bluing. If you look at that original bezel, it's got that pebbling to it like these Seikos had, and it's starting to blue a little bit. So in some lighting, it looks kind of like a dark blue, which I really like. I think that's cool. And the bezel on it, it's a 60 click, and it's goes both directions and lines up. And the knurling is real sharp. So a lot of times you'll get like an old 6309 or these older watches, and they'll be kind of worn. This one still feels sharp. So this watch really wasn't worn all that much. I think it was just put away. There's a couple scratches on the Hardlex crystal, but I think it was just kind of worn sometimes and then just put away. If you look at that second hand, it's supposed to be black right there. It's kind of brown now. But just very cool. It's patinaed pretty nicely over the years. See, you see that blue on that bezel now. See how it kind of looks blue in that light? So very cool. Polished, of course, on the sides, brushed up on top. I've got an Uncle Seiko strap on it, the 83 GL 831. Very nice remake of the original. In fact, it feels softer, it feels better than the original. It came with an original one, which I haven't put away right now, but it's all cracked and split. So I just wanted to get an Uncle Seiko, that way it matches, looks like it was originally. But very nice, good condition, very clean. So let's do the dimensions. It's kind of like an SKX, so 42 from side to side, and then our tip to tip, we're coming in at 46, just about. And then thickness, gonna be kind of thick, 13.1, and then 22 millimeter lug opening. So very cool dimensions. On the wrist, let me put it on the wrist. And the guy I got this from, he's a collector, and he had it cleaned. I don't know if he's a watchmaker or what, or he sent it out, but he had the whole movement cleaned and case and everything. He had it serviced, so with a new fresh battery and everything. So it's been maintained. So not only is it old, but it just had a service. So everything is in really good condition. I mean, even the brushing, the polishing, that's all original. That has not been redone. It just looks really good. So I lucked out because I got this at a really good price. It was under $400, and a lot of these are going higher, like up to $800. And to service these costs most of the time $200 to $300 to service them. So I think I got a solid watch and something that I think will go up in value over time. I mean, it's not going to be huge amounts of money, but it will go up because it is all original. It's from 1980, and I think that's real cool. I've been getting back into these vintage divers now. Like I just picked up that 6309 that I have now too, which is in really good, all original condition. But when I saw this one, I just couldn't pass it up. This thing looks really, really good. And it could be an everyday watch. It's got all new seals and everything. I'm not going to really test its water resistant properties, but I'm sure it would do fine. But it had a battery change. If you look at the case back, the only time they marked it as getting a battery change was back in 1983. So you see that little notch. So what they would do is just notch it every couple of years when it got a battery change. So this is a 1980 watch, and it's Seiko. It was from the Seiko plant. I think it was early 80s when Seiko stopped building. They stopped making Seiko watches in the Seiko plant. So this is pretty cool. So this is, kind of one of their last ones. But I think it was the early 80s. But even the case back, it looks good. The Tsunami, everything intact. Looks really, really good. Just a good overall watch. I'm really glad I got it. Let me try to do a Lume shot, which it's gone. But we'll just do it anyway, just to see. It's going to fade fast. It's kind of still there. Let's turn the lights out real quick. So there you go. There's the Lume. So not a torch as it once was. Yeah, you can see it's fading fast. But all original, all even too. Very cool. So this is my new pickup, guys. Seiko 7548. Very cool quartz diver right here. Classic watch. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Goodbye.